I'm here this afternoon with Theresa, a friend of mine, Theresa Green with Carolina Gold Mortgage. And last week we were having a conversation in the break room, and I said, you know, we should really record one of these because we're very entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, we are.
Very much. I'm getting ready to go play pickleball. There we go. One of the questions that keeps coming up, all this new construction in Charlotte, whether it's Fort Mill, Waxhaw, Indian Land.
Everywhere.
And the one that keeps coming up are the incentives that their lenders are offering. And I'd love to know, like, what your take is on it. You know, exactly what is the rate buy down that you're seeing them offer. And if you're buying new construction, do you even need to go out and look at the marketplace, what other options are on mortgage?
So my answer is always, it depends. A lot of things to come into play, but yes, the builders are incenting the new construction for several reasons, but to keep it moving, and they're buying interest rates down. So most builders have a tie to their own mortgage company, their own title company, so they're using their own affiliates, which they can then build into the price of the house to give you some breaks on that. So definitely always good to shop around, but if you don't take the incentives, I mean, I'm seeing up to $20,000. So if you're going to buy new construction, you probably need to entertain that. Always good to shop around.
Yeah.
A lot of times the fees will be, you know, but again, you can't get the free if you don't follow suit. So they're going to hold you to utilizing their own companies. But you can always refinance too.
Well, let me ask you this. So if you're sitting at the table, if you've got a buyer that's sitting at the table and they've got that agreement and it's a nice package with these incentives, what are two, maybe three things that they really need clarification on? What are some things they should be asking about on that? You know, what, and truly understand what they're getting into.
So again, it's back to the person. We got to know the credit score. We got to know how long they think they're going to stay in the mortgage, not the house, the mortgage, two different things. You know, what their goals are for more than just the next few months. So, and we can run numbers. I can say, hey, this is totally out of whack. Let's look at this. Let's talk about this. Let's ask. Always good to get a second opinion. Somebody else that is a third party to it that's not tied into the builder.
Right.
To come up with some questions you should ask.
Well, you know, I'm seeing this when someone's selling their home, and we're talking about competition, and I'm constantly laying out the market. You know, their immediate neighborhood, the area, new construction, whether it's 3, 5, 10 miles from you, it's making an impact, and I'm seeing it. What's the advice that you would tell someone that's selling their home this summer? How should they be prepared to compete with these builders' incentives? So
we can do the same thing on a resale. All we're doing is taking a chunk of money, whatever it is that's being offered, and putting it back into the price of the home. So again, if it's $10,000 or $15,000 or $5,000, let's just build that into the price of the house. You can offer the rate buy down yourself. It gets tricky because rates are set off so many things. It's not like it's, you know, one set thing on the shelf. It's credit score, it's the loan program, it's the DTI. There's so many things that come into play. So we can't go $10,000 get you a half a point. It doesn't work that way. Everybody's going to be different, but we can put it together so it can be advertised. So you can do the exact same thing with a resale property. I have a ton of people that take advantage of that, and then they, for whatever reason, they wind up not being able to stay in that home. So somebody's passed away, a job transfer, whatever the case is, and they want to sell. You're up against that new construction. It's pretty tough because you've built that back into the loan. So a lot of things need to be taken into consideration. So I'm back to my, it depends.
No. When someone asks me how's the market, it's like, well, it depends. What neighborhood? It's such a
wide range.
And that's why you can't listen to the headlines because it's so specific. I think the market's great. It just depends on what you're trying to accomplish, right?
It is.
Well, that leads me into another conversation that we have quite a bit. Is it right sizing or is it downsizing? You know, I speak with a lot of folks that are in their homes 15, 20 years. I'm just curious. I know what my take is on it. What is your what's the on the lender side? What are you guys calling it? Is it right sizing or downsizing?
It depends.
I know,
Back to my answer. It is both, right? You're right sizing to your lifestyle, your goals, your needs, your wants, and you're also probably downsizing when you get to that point. Same thing. I've been in my house 17 years. Kids are grown and gone. We're, you know, what do we do? What do we do? Where do we go? So yeah, it's both. But again, it takes it's I tell people all the time, it's like you don't go into the doctor and go, I have a stomach ache, write me a prescription. I got to know what is going on. So it's a whole, break it down per the person, per the people, buyers, sellers, to know what those options are. But definitely wise to get your specifications out and your goals and needs and wants, and then give it your answer.
That's the same thing, the same conversation. It's a conversation, and it's unpacking really what we're trying to accomplish. And then you can build the solution.
Right.
Or
solutions to pick from, right?
True. Yeah, because I would say that most are not downsizing because they're not going to they don't want
Sacrifice,
less. They don't want less luxury, less convenience.
And we want less to clean.
But yeah, less maintenance, or
Yeah.
the heaviness of such
Yes.
a large house. I think in most regards, that transition, that particular seller is really upgrading because they're doing a lifestyle change.
Yep.
That's
Definitely.
what I'm seeing. So let me ask you this then. So these are folks that are typically have a lot of equity. They're in a place financially, they have a lot of flexibility.
Usually a lot of assets.
Yes. So semi-retired, maybe retired.
Or going to be.
Yep.
Either one of those
They're
very
on that
soon.
path.
Right.
What does their financial picture look like to a lender? And what are some things that they might not be considering? I know that they're protecting their cash. That's a big part of their decision on how to make that work.
We run across this a lot, and I joke with it. It's there's a lot of equity, there's a lot of time spent in a job, there's a lot of but it's not cash. Put your hands on cash, right? It's in investments, it's in retirement accounts.
Correct.
We don't want to use that yet. So there are asset depletion programs, and people get nervous when I mention that. We're not depleting the asset, we're using that as your income. So we can take that 2 months of that statement and show your retirement account, divide it by 60 months, and that becomes your income. So we never touch the account. You're getting a mortgage. You still get the tax benefits, the write-offs, the interest, but we use that. So again, a lot of times we find people that are, and they don't come soon enough. They don't ask the question soon enough. So, hey, I just retired. Now I'm going to be a consultant for my company or my line of work. That's newly self-employed, which is a no-no in the lending business, right? We want to see a history of that self-employment. So again, that asset depletion program is amazing, and the interest rate is hardly any different than a regular interest rate with good credit and credit scores.
Well,
so
the name of it, depletion, is what would turn everybody off.
It does. People are like, oh, no, I don't want to. We're not touching it. We're just using that as, hey, it really is a Band-Aid. If I got in trouble, I could access that account.
Right, absolutely.
But it's asset depletion, as in we take it over 60 months and that becomes your income. So someone that's newly retired or going into retirement, we don't have that work history to verify. That's a great program. We get back to doing a ton of the downsize, right size, whatever we want to call it, where there's a bunch of equity in the property. They want to go sell, but they don't want to put their house on the market until they know what they're doing.
Right.
Which causes a real bottleneck.
Yeah, it does.
We can do an equity line, take the equity out so they leave the mortgage alone. We're doing a Band-Aid for 2 or 3 months, pull that equity out, put it down on the new house, sell, pay them both off.
Right.
There's tons of answers to it. It's just people need to ask the questions. They think there's not. So
Yeah.
Or they hear like asset depletion and they're like, oh no, I don't want to touch
Oh yeah,
it.
that wouldn't be. Well, and see, I always think about it too. And okay, the elephant in the room. 55 plus communities, new construction. Absolutely, in Waxhaw, Fort Mill, Indian Land, they're going gangbusters, and they're beautiful homes, communities with
all kinds of
everything.
activities. Yep.
Absolutely. But it's not likely that someone's going to live there for the next 20, 30 years. And we're already seeing it. What are some things that they need to be planning for that, okay, only 2 years I'm going to be here, or maybe I need to leave in 2 years or 5 years because it's a transition.
Yep.
What are some strategies that people should be thinking about? Now, another thing I thought of, why would you use your cash to pay off? You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say you're going to want to have your reserves.
So this is where a CPA comes into play with us. Like, what are we talking about? Goes through the CPA and come back to, is this a smart move financially? Because there's a lot of things tax-wise that we need to be looking at.
Absolutely.
Us young people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So there, it's working in coordination of, and again, it's back to, it depends, like exactly what is your plan. And that's tough. Like, I'm in that same situation. When are you going to stop working? When are you, like, I don't know. Like, how long you want to be in the house? I don't know. It's really hard to try to put that together, but we have to pick some kind of path and go down it and start working towards that, because, again, the tax benefits or negative hits to your retirement account if you don't do them correctly. The other faux pas when people say downsizing, right sizing, not giving up luxury to go into a smaller home. The other thing is, like, don't get wrapped up in this free money thing, because if you're not staying in the home long term, it doesn't pay to buy the interest rate down. So again, I can show you black and white. If it's only a 2 or 3 year plan, take the highest rate you can get and let those closing costs get paid in with the interest rate and be done. You're never going to recoup it. If you spend $20,000 to buy a rate down, you're done on day one.
Yep.
The lender loves that. They want that. They get the money the day they close versus every month, right? So it's just a different way to look at it and educate people. There's so much more to it than the lowest rate.
Absolutely.
All these freebies.
Especially, and we're seeing it so often with expired listings. There's new construction happening, so it's very difficult to turn around and sell the home because you're competing with the new builds.
We're seeing more and more intricate or creative financing, like how we come up with these things. So
well, and you want to keep your cash. I mean, you want
always cash is king.
I'm always thinking of the exit strategy too, because you don't want to get into something that
you can't get out of.
The thing that I'm always thinking about is, like, well, you're wanting to make that transition into this new home, a right sizing home. The last thing you want to do is complicate your life if you have to sell it. And if you've thought about the finance piece of it carefully, then I think that would alleviate some of that stress.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you.
Love it.
What's an Ernie, and am I ready for it?
So what's an Ernie, and are you ready for it? Well, an Ernie is when you go around to the outside of the kitchen post, you hit the ball out of the air before it crosses the net. It is totally legal, very difficult to defend, but probably not ready for it.
Maybe I'll just stick to wine.
That's what I'd say.